My family and I have been associated with Calvary for over 3 decades, and I've seen what the hospital does, what the passion is for helping patients enduring difficult circumstances.
The mission has remained the same, the care of patients in the late stages of their illness. Currently, we're here in the east part of the Bronx, where it's a 200-bed hospital. In addition, we have facilities in Brooklyn, where we are at NYU Brooklyn, sharing areas where we take care of patients for the Brooklyn community as well. Over the last 25 years, we have concentrated on services for patients at home. That has burgeoned into a program that in fact is larger than the program we have for inpatient care.
I think the future of hospice care is to be able to expand the home services. Everybody benefits, the patient, the family, and the healthcare system in general. So we will continue to look to expand these services as best we can in Manhattan and the other boroughs. One of the things that we're able to do at the Mary Manning Walsh Dawn Green Hospice in Manhattan and Osmond Hall in Queens was offer training for palliative care fellows and residents from Sloan Kettering and other university hospitals.
The referral base to Calvary is that physician group who has lived Calvary care, has trained here, and know that their patients are well served by Calvary care, whether that's institutional care here at the hospital or care in the home related to both home care and hospice.
In the middle of the COVID crisis, Calvary had some of its finest hours earlier this year. The hospice, as a matter of fact, from day one was out in homes where other home care agencies were still in their own homes and not ready to go. On the hospital side, we set up separate units for active COVID patients, for patients who were suspected of having COVID, and for those who were free of any infection.
When hospitals became very crowded, and it was necessary for those who were not ill of a critical nature to be transferred to other facilities, we essentially became that facility. We took care of patients who had resided in nursing homes, were admitted to hospital, and then transferred to us. And when 3 weeks ago we opened up visiting, we had families who had not seen their loved one for 6 months.
We had several couples who died together, holding hands in small apartments on the Lower East Side. So there were a lot of very moving stories that will stay with us for many, many months. I would encourage everyone to know that any support that they do provide to Calvary would be going directly to supporting the care that's provided by our nurses and our social workers and our pastoral care and everyone else who's out taking care of patients in the community. We did it during COVID, and we do it for our typical patients, all 5,000 of them on an annual basis.
The hospital is in solid financial foundation, but like many others, we had many unexpected expenses that we needed to incur in order to make the hospital safe. However, our services continue to be in high demand because, the pandemic doesn't know when people's lives will end, and we need to continue to help those in need.
That cancer goes on, death and dying goes on, and so will Calvary. And that's what we're doing by taking the experience that we had with COVID, the techniques and the processes that we had, to continue until we have this disease totally tamed.
It's hard to really describe being part of something so horrible and feeling as supported and protected and safe to be able to provide that amount of care. And I really feel it was a quality level of care to these people that really needed it. No place else but Calvary.
For more than a century, our beloved Calvary Hospital has played a sacred, and I use that word purposefully, a sacred role caring for people at the end of life, from all faith traditions or none at all. Now, as you all know, this past year has been quite challenging, right? And yet Calvary has remained faithful, so faithful, indispensable to its mission of compassion, dignity, and non-abandonment of patients and their families. I mean it when I say there's truly no place in the world quite like Calvary. Can I thank you for your support of the past of this wonderful hospital? And may God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless our beloved and revered Calvary Hospital.